I can't lose weight. I can't lose weight. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Can't lose weight. It's easy to lose weight when you're young, but at this age, it just keeps on creeping up. Uh, 2 weeks ago, I ran up a small hill, something I should have easily been able to take, and I almost died. I got home and discovered that my blood pressure was 180 something over like 100, and it was probably I discovered that was probably a lot higher when I went up that hill. And then a few days ago, tried to self-pleasure myself, and my suddenly got an incredible headache, and I had to stop because I thought, oh, this is going to kill me. Took my blood pressure. It went error. It was so high. It couldn't even be gauged. And I've seen that thing high because I fasted about 5 years ago, about 3 days without any food, just water. And my blood pressure went up to around over 300. Over, it was like over 300 over 200. That's how high it was. And so, but it registered. This time it got so high it didn't even register. And then in the morning, I thought, yeah, can't self-pleasure no more. Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. I thought, well, I noticed that when I didn't, my blood pressure went almost to normal. Yeah. And then I woke up in the morning and I thought, strange, kidneys are hurting. I checked my blood pressure was high again. It wasn't killer high, but it actually gone higher than it was when in the nighttime. I thought, strange. Usually blood pressure gets low when you wake up. Yeah, you find out it's low. I thought, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. And I thought, well, I'll take some lisinopril. I hadn't taken it like for 4 days. Took some lisinopril. And I started exercising to see what happened. And then I didn't hardly exercise at all, but I could feel my heart started to act like it was. And I started getting to the point where I was trying to breathe and I couldn't breathe. I mean, I was breathing, but it just like the oxygen wasn't working. I tested my blood pressure and it was killer high again. So I took another lisinopril. And it eventually did go down, but I tell you, the blood pressure that night and then that morning, it was just so high it wouldn't register. The machine would just go into error mode. Only good thing that came about from it is that it let me know that if I were going to have a stroke or a heart attack, it should have happened either that night or that morning, and it didn't. Kidneys were hurting though. Kidneys were hurting. I did have a headache, but when it went down, well, anyway, I went to the doctor, and he hooked me up with an EKG and everything. Everything was fine, he said. He said that my heart was better than his, and yet he's like less than twice my. He's half my age. I was like, wow, really good. Everything's arteries and everything. Yeah. But then I put two and two together and learned that. See, what happened was, since I have natural high blood pressure, I thought I would knock off the lisinopril for a while and try Indica pot by eating it. And you saw me stoned. Well, that night when you saw me stoned, that's when I experiment with self-pleasuring and almost had a stroke. What I discovered is that, and I learned this today, that if you have high blood pressure, you can't get a medical marijuana card. So apparently, marijuana, if you have high blood pressure, it can kill you. Because it almost killed me. Almost killed me. Uh, that's what indica does. But as far as sativa, the kind that, well, indica makes you relax, but it revs up your system. If you've got high blood pressure, or it speeds up the heart, and it also screws up your blood pressure. And right now, my blood pressure is fine. If I exerted myself, I'd be fine. I could run up a hill right now, no problem. Uh, but I think it's because the body corrected itself. But I don't know if it's permanent or not. All I know is that I really think my days of experimenting with indica and blood pressure, or just indica period, pot, are over. Uh, I did experiment with sativa last night. I took a hit off a friend's joint. It was sativa, and just one hit. And about a half an hour, I was, saw little cartoon polka dots and stuff. And I woke up. I experimented with the self-pleasuring, and I didn't come close to having my head explode off my shoulders, and did some exercise this morning, and no problem. So I think I could run up a hill now and not die like I almost did that in that video. So pot really does affect the blood pressure, and especially indica if you have high blood pressure. The thing that was funny about it, when I took the indica, my blood pressure went down. So it does affect blood pressure. But if it's affecting your blood pressure, it's probably going to do something weird with it. And it did with me. It made it so the body didn't know how to regulate the blood pressure to the point where there were, I guess, the valves that opened up to lower your blood pressure closed, and they just got higher and higher and higher. And why I didn't have a stroke, I don't know. Because I already had a stroke when I was, in my 20s, long time ago. And it only lasted for about 5 minutes. I was making a video with my friend to David Bowie's Heroes song, and it must have attacked me on the right side, because my left side, I could. My friend thought I was doing an impersonation of John Hurt's The Elephant Man. I wasn't trying to do an impersonation of the Elephant Man, but I was. And my hand was, I thought, oh crap, this is ridiculous. Early 20s, stroke, man. Well, anyway, but I am just, as I said, the good news that came about from this is that if I were going to have a stroke or a heart attack, it should have happened that night and that morning when I exerted myself. And got a really bad headache, but no stroke. So I guess I'm in better shape than I thought, except for the blood pressure, but who knows. I'll go back to taking lisinopril. I heard this thing. If you're taking lisinopril or blood pressure medication, take it in the nighttime, not in the morning. More people have heart attacks when they're taking their blood pressure in the morning, blood pressure medication in the morning than the nighttime. So I learned that by listening to Coast to Coast. Anyway, when they say that pot can't hurt you, that you can't die from it, they're talking about people that don't have high blood pressure problems, apparently. But